So this is one of my old video I've done, what was it, 1 year ago. Somebody asked me a question here. Well, I have a lot of people, like commenting, but this one recently said, what about the late game? Am I still going to enjoy it for free to play? So that am I still enjoying it? So yeah, he's saying, am I still going to enjoy the game for free to play, about the end game, because I guess he doesn't know what's the end game. So the end game in Guild Wars 2, I'll be honest with you, is mostly for Fashion War. A lot of people, like I would say like 80% of the entire community, maybe 75% that enjoy this game is mainly for the aesthetic purposes. As you can see, I have gear. And this gear is something that you acquire. The pants is something you get in game, but the shirtless skin is something you buy in the gem store. So over here you have the gem store, when you open the Black Lion Trading Company, and if you go to style, you have different stuff they're selling over here. So this is something you can buy. It costs like gems. Gems can be purchased with real money, or you can get it by using currency exchange. For currency exchange, you need to have gold. So in order to get gems, like I said, you can either purchase the gem with real money, or you can exchange your gold. So if you make gold, you can exchange it for gems, right? So in order to make gold, that's another story. But once you get the gold, you can get gems, and if you get gems, you can then buy items, like in game. So you can look better, or you can be utility items as well, for dyes or for anything that can enhance your gaming experience, right? So I have this guy, Copperfed, which is highly recommended, by the way, because I use it every day technically to salvage items for mats. So one of the things that you will notice in Guild Wars 2 if you're new to this game is that 80%, I would say 75 to 80% of everybody in this game will be grinding for mats. Now there's different ways to grind for mats. You can either do it in open world, you can do it in raids, you can do it in fractals, in dungeons, and in World v World. So every features are different, but it all end up with the same thing, is that people will be grinding whatever you do in this game, you will be grinding for mats. So if you don't like grinding, it is something you need to ask yourself. So if you don't like grinding, that could have an impact on your gameplay. So you need to ask yourself, do you like grinding or do you not like grinding? And by grinding, I'm talking about, you see these mats over here? So this is a lot of stuff you grind in the open world or in different features, which will give you these mats can be used for crafting and then to do some specific items, which will give you a lot of gold. And that gold, like I said before, you can use it to exchange over here into gems. So then you can use the gems in order to buy stuff in the gem store. And I myself do buy a lot of stuff in the gem store because it depends what it is, but some stuff can be very appealing, like see the turtle over here. So this turtle is pretty insanely beautiful, so I may consider buying it, but then I need the gems, like I said, right? So it depends what you want to buy, but they have a lot of aesthetic stuff. They have mount skin, they have different mount skins. We have different mounts, by the way, not just one. Boat skins, you have emotes, you have gliders, you have swords, weapon, shield, bubble, what the hell. You have backpack, you have glider backpack. Let me double check this one. Let me see this thing over here. See, that's the thing you can get in store, and it's pretty amazing, to be honest with you. So there's a lot of things you can buy in the gem store, but then you need to grind for the mats. Then you need to make you need to make gold with it. Some people, they sell the mats right away. So instead of like crafting, they're gonna do this, they're gonna sell, and then with that, they're gonna sell it for gold. There you go. So now over here, as you can see, you can sell it for 2 silvers, right? So some people, they do that. They just grind the mats and then they sell everything, for gold, right? They do that every single day, right? So like I said, if you don't like grinding, so you need to ask yourself if this game is for you or not, because that's most of the thing you'll be doing in this game. Is it really free to play? The game is free to play, but it's going to be very limited, like I said before. When you play this game, you can go all the way to level 80 for free without paying, without buying anything. But I'll be very honest with you, I've been playing this game for like 3 years almost. In October, it's going to be 3 years. And I'm going to be honest with you, this game is very addictive, and at some point you're going to be missing in inventory space. You're going to start with like 3 bags, I think, and it's like 8 slot bags each. So you're going to have very limited amount of inventory space. Just like Final Fantasy 14, just like any other MMO out there, you're going to be very limited. It's only when you start accumulating a lot of these mats, then you'll be like, oh my god, I have no more space. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? So here, guys, if you go to Guild Wars 2 account types, free, core, Heart of Thorn, and POF, you will have all the differences between free account, core Guild Wars 2 account, Heart of Thorn account, Path of Fire, End of the Dragon, and they're missing another one, which is Soto. I guess they didn't update it yet. But yeah, so this is pretty much where you want to go. I'm going to leave the link in the description. I'm not going to tell you everything, all the differences. You can read that for yourself if you want to, but everything is here, and you can see what you get for free, what you don't get for free, what are the limitation, and whatever. So I'm going to leave the link in the description so you can see what you are limited with a free account versus all the other DLC and or Core Guild Wars 2 account. Then of course you can clean your bag. You can do stuff to reduce the amount of items that you have in your bag, of course. But the thing is, this game is so addictive that you will be out of space in no time, and you're gonna start accumulating a lot of stuff. Like once you reach a high level class. Heart of Thorn is my favorite expansion, to be honest with you, because the game Heart of Thorn has a lot of storyline, and the story in Heart of Thorn is very immersive and it's very emotional. It has a very strong emotional impact in your gameplay. But I'm going to talk about this later on. So what I'm trying to say that free to play is free to play, but it is like a trial, I would say, and to a certain degree you will have to take a decision. Either you should buy the retail version, it's a one-time purchase, in order to expand your inventory and in order to get certain areas. So let's say you want to go to this area over here, Heart of Maguma. Well, you cannot go to Heart of Maguma unless you have the Heart of Thorn expansion, right? So if you don't have the Heart of Thorn expansion, you cannot go in this area. Now you're gonna say, do I need to go in this area? No, you don't. Now you're gonna say, should I go in this area? My answer is yes, you should. Why do I say that? Is because Heart of Maguma is different than Central Tyria. When you start, you're gonna be starting in like the middle zone where everything is pretty simplistic and very easy to kill. There will be no challenge. You come over here, you're gonna kill mobs like they were potatoes, right? But if you want more challenge, if you want something harder, if you want to experience a different type of like game combat mechanic, I highly recommend that you go in different zone, in higher zone, because the mobs over here, and I shit you not when I say this, some mobs, they can one-shot kill you if you don't have the right build. If you don't know your class pretty well, you will die. And if you don't have any friends around you, you will die. And me, I made the mistake of going into Path of Fire, because when I played Guild Wars 2, I purchased the expansion right away. I purchased Path of Fire because I wanted the mount first of all and Heart of Thorn, but I went into Path of Fire. So when I went to Path of Fire over here, I started with the assumption that the map will be easy and the mobs will be easy and everything will be easy. But when I came over here, I got one-shot killed. I was like, why is it so hard? Because when you go back over here in the middle, when you go in the middle in Central Tyria, everything is paper, everything is potatoes. People complain that this game is easy because they don't buy the expansion. All they do is play the beginner zone. So this is like the beginner zone. If you stay over here and you complain that it's too easy, well, that's because you haven't tried Path of Fire expansion or Heart of Thorn. And like I said, when you come over here, if you're new and if you don't know how to play your class, and if you're by yourself, you will die. And I shit when I say this, a lot of new players make that mistake, and then they complain the game is too hard or the game is too easy, depending where you start. You know what I mean? So you got to be careful with that. So yeah, but I highly recommend that you buy Heart of Maguma and Path of Fire after you complete maybe the beginner zone and you feel more comfortable and confident about your class and that you know how to play a little bit, or if you have friends to be with you. Otherwise, you're going to have a very difficult experience and you will be the first one to complain that the game is either too easy or is either too hard. It's one of the two, you know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful with that. So one of the questions that I get a lot is what makes you stronger in this game? Okay, so if you come from World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy 14, you understand that what makes you stronger in WoW or FF14 is the gear. So in World of Warcraft, I'll take World of Warcraft because I come from World of Warcraft. I've been playing WoW for 20 years and more. What makes you stronger in Guild Wars 2 is a combination of everything you have. So you have the gear stats, you have the runes inside, you have the sigil for the weaponry, right? You have the choice of weapon you take. So I can use pistol, I can use a great sword, I can use a sword, I can use a staff, I can use a scepter. Is it a scepter? Yes, I can use a scepter, I can use a hammer. I can use different type of weaponry. Depending on which weapon you're using, you're going to have different type of spell. As you can see, I have 5 different spell over here. If I switch my weaponry, because you can have 2 sets of weapon, right? So here I have double sword, right? So over here, you're going to have 5 different type of spell. If I switch again, I have 5 different type of spell. That goes for the weaponry over here, right? So if I click this and I go with the great sword, boom. So I'm gonna have 5 different spell for the greatsword, right? So if I take, I don't know, if I take the mace, the scepter, so here I have 3 different spell for the scepter, but I have 2 different spell for the pistol. Why? Because over here I have nothing, but in the first set I have a pistol, which is in my second set, in my second slot. You understand? So if you have nothing in your second slot, then the one that is on the other set, which is in the second slot as well, will be the weapon that you have in your second set for the second slot, technically. So let's say I put that weapon over here, it's the same thing. It's the same weapon. It's just that I leave it there. So some people, that's what they do. They're gonna use, let's say, one weapon over here, but they're not gonna touch that slot, so they can use the same secondary slot weapon from the primary set. You understand? Which will give you different type of, like spell. Technically, if I go back and switch, I still have my three new weapon spells with the 2 same spell from that secondary slot spell from that weapon. You understand? But if let's say I go back to if let's say I use a longbow, if I use a longbow here, boom, so I have a different spell again because I have a different weapon. You understand? So what you need to understand is that what makes you strong in this game is a combination of the stats that you have, the relic. They implemented a new relic system not too long ago in the brand new expansion Soto. So the relic has an impact in your gameplay. The stats, of course, like I said, the sigil, the runes, also the specs. So over here you have different, specialization as we call it. So depending which spec you're taking, according to your, the gear stats that you have, and according to the weaponry that you have, you will be stronger depending on all those combined together. You understand? So it's very important, because if you take a spec that doesn't match with the stats that you have, then your gameplay will be different, and you may or may not be stronger than you should. You understand? Now, again, stronger is a relative definition in this game, because some people, they will say you're stronger if you do a high amount of DPS, depending on the gear that you have and depending on the build that you have. So these people are usually raiders, and I have nothing against raiders because I am a raider myself. As a matter of fact, I am a raid leader for World of Warcraft, so I love raiding when I used to raid back in the days. But there's a different mentality and perspective from both, let's say, open world players, raiders, and PvP players, or even World v World players. There's different faction. What I'm trying to say is that depending what type of player you are, you're going to have a different mentality. You understand? So if you play, let's say, raids, you want to make sure that you have an optimized build for DPS, right? You're going to choose builds that will optimize your amount of damage, because in raids, technically, if you don't have enough damage, you cannot kill the boss. And if you don't kill the boss, you don't win. And if you don't win, everybody's angry, right? Same thing with healers or support. You want to optimize your build for healing and supporting your team, and and so on and so on. So everything depends on your DPS or your healing spec or builds. You understand? So you need to be strong in that perspective. But if you go into PvP, you will have a different mentality, because let's talk about World v World. And for those who don't know what World v World is kind of like a gigantic maps where it's kind of like, I'm gonna show you right now just to show you. So over here, I just enter World v World, and as you can see, if I press M, you're gonna be in a section of the map where you start, right? And this is my section. This is another section of another server, and this is another server section. This is basically 3 server all together fighting each other, for Naz, for conquest, to capture the castle. You need to defend your base when you get attacked, etc., etc. And doing all those will give you some experience for World v World, which allow you to get reward track experience as well, because these reward track will allow you to get some loots, and these loots can be anything from mats, from gears, from items, or anything that will be beneficial for your game experience, so that you can get like end game mats, all the way to certain aesthetic like items or weapons or gears, that allows you to do to look better. Or you can get certain mats that is hard to get in order to craft some items, in order to make gold, in order to get gems. So it's always like a progressive thing for every feature that you do. So over here, if you open, you're looking for group tab, you're gonna have here Central Tyria. So over here, when you click these things, you're gonna have groups. Like over here, Central Tyria squad. So here you have groups that you can join. But the thing about the grouping in Guild Wars 2 is not like WoW, because in WoW we have instant, like we have instant queuing, and when you have enough people, you have the option to teleport yourself to that instances. arenas, right? Just like dungeons or battlegrounds or whatever, right? But in Guild Wars 2 is different. When you click join, first of all, you may not be able to join it. It depends on the leader, if it's a private joining or if it's a open group join. So if it's an open invitation, you will be automatically grouped with them. When you join the group, you know, you need to go to where they are. So let's say you join that group and let's say they are located somewhere around here, then you're gonna have to go all the way there in order to, you know, to go where they are. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works. We don't have the instant teleportation to the group, just like in World of Warcraft, unfortunately. But I mean, it's not too hard. All you have to do is to click. There should be a waypoint, like I'm gonna show you. You see over here? You see this guy over here? This is called a waypoint. So if you click this guy over here, you will instantly teleport to the location, right? So basically, if you go around the map, you will unlock a lot of waypoints. And when you unlock those waypoints, you can use those waypoints to teleport to the group wherever they are. What is PvP? We have PvP, which is called arenas. I'm going to show you. So this is the PvP UI. So basically, as you can see here, we have what we call unranked arena, which is pretty much like battlegrounds, like random battlegrounds in World of Warcraft. So technically, when you click this, you will be queued, you know, in a random battleground. And here, exceptionally, you will be teleported to the instances because the arena is located into a different you know, like instances technically. So basically, this exceptionally, you will be teleported there. You will be teamed with like 4 other people for a total of 5 players, right? So it should be 5v5 unless somebody DC or somebody leaves. Like that could suck, but it happens sometime. But usually it's 5v5. So you have 2 different type of maps. You have Stronghold and you have Conquest. So basically, Conquest allows you to capture 3 points. It's pretty much like Arathi Bastion. You need to capture 3 points. Once you get the 3 points, you will be able to gain points for the team, and the one who reaches 500 points wins the match. You understand? So this is pretty much like Arathi Bastion. Stronghold, it's like you need to get from one side to the other, and there's like a gate technically, and you need to destroy the enemy gates. And once you destroy the enemy's gate, you can go kill their boss. You need to kill their lord technically in order to win the game. But in order to get all the way from A to B, you need to fight the enemy and you need to do some stuff, right? So it's not going to be that easy, to be honest with you, but it depends on your team. If your team is good, then good. If you're not, then you're going to have to battle all your way there, right? So that's what Stronghold is, right? So you have 2 different type of modes, and that's pretty much it. Is it fun? It is fun, I would say, but I highly recommend that you don't do it all the time. If you do this all the time, it may get monotonous. That's one thing I've noticed. I've done a lot of games. I did 942 matches and I've won 471 matches. So it's 50-50. I win, I lose, I win, I lose. But that's pretty much what it is. And you also have what we call ranked arenas, but this is only a certain season. And ranked arenas allow you to get, you know, extra loots, extra currency, extra titles. It gives you some stuff, but I highly recommend for you to have a lot of experience in arenas before you jump to over here, because the people in ranked arena, I will not lie to you when I say this, they're dead serious. It's pretty much like ranked League of Legends, because in ranked League of Legends, people are super serious, in the sense that if you make one tiny little mistake, everybody's going to hate you and they're all going to report you. They're going to say that you're a cheater, that you don't know how to play, that you suck, go back to unranked arena. They're very, like, a lot of them are, as you say, toxic. Not everybody. I don't think everybody's like that, but I did a lot of ranked arenas. How many did I do? I did 45 ranked arenas and I won 24 of them, which is like, I don't know, almost 50%. But what I'm trying to say is that I'll never do ranked arena again unless I have my own team, unless you have your own pre-made. Be careful, because the people in there, and not just the enemy, but even your own allies, your own friends, they will turn against you if you don't know what you're doing. And you need to know everything about arenas. You need to be super good. You need to play with the team like 100%. If you do your own shit, you go in there and you solo like a superhero and you don't follow the team, you don't help the team, they will tell you and they will hate you and they will let you know that you're bad, and they will give you that, you will feel miserable. You'll feel like, oh my god, these guys are super obnoxious and super toxic, and you're gonna hate it. I shit, you know, when I say this, I will never go back in ranked arena for the rest of my life, because I don't need this shit. Me, all I want to do is to have fun. I just want to do a little bit of PvP and I just want to get in, get out, and that's it. I don't want to be like dead serious. This is not a life or death situation. People, they take this game so seriously that if you do one little mistake, they're gonna eat you alive. Like, and it's not just, like I said, the enemy, it's even your allies. Your allies are gonna let you know And I really, really find it very sad because, like I said, it's a game. I understand that people care about the ranks, but it's like I said, guys, it's like League of Legends ranking system. If you play League of Legends ranking, people in there are dead serious. And I shit you know when I say this, they will let you know if you suck. So another thing I need to show you is the gear. So if you click this icon over here, right, you're gonna have a different window, which will allow you to click. And if you click, you see here I have a Marauder amulet. So here it is. This is a different gear stats and way to gear for PvP, because in arenas you don't use your regular stats. Over here you have your regular stats, you know, with runes, and here you have sigils, and you know what I mean, so and so on and so on, right? But if you click the PvP icon over here for equipment, you don't have that anymore. Instead, what you have like a Marauder amulet. You have amulets. You have uh, you have one runes that will generate the 6 rune stats for you, right? And you also have sigil. You have the 2 sigil over here, but these are different sigils from the regular standard version. These are modified version, which is for PvP only. So you're going to see a lot of stuff in there that looks similar, but you're going to see a lot of stuff that don't look similar and will be like, that will have less, that will give you less buff, as if you were to use the original type of sigil. You know what I mean? So you have different type of sigil. You just need to see which one it is. And as you can see, if I hover over my weapon, I don't have any more sigil. I don't have any more stats, because the stats that you get are from the amulet and the rune over here. So over here, amulet, you will get different kind of stats. You can choose from a limited amount of amulets, as you can see. So you choose the one you want for your gameplay. And the rune, you have a lot of runes, but then you have to choose which one, you know, will benefit you more, you know, for your gameplay, your game mechanic, and the class that you're playing. There's a lot of runes. By the way, look, that's a lot of runes, guys, a lot of them, and some of them I haven't even unlocked. So there you go. So you have runes and amulet for the stats, and you do have sigil for the weapon. But again, the sigil are a modified version than the standard sigil version when you use standard, you know, regular sigil. You understand? So World v World, is World v World fun? How do you enjoy World v World? So one thing you need to know about World v World, which is this this feature over here. This is my favorite feature, to be honest with you. But there is a good side and a downside about this map. The thing that you need to understand about World v World is that it's very big. So basically, it's not like World of Warcraft 40 mans where you have an instant queue with guaranteed 40 players. So what it means is that you can log in World v World, right? And you can be by yourself in the entire map when the 2 other servers are full capacity. So you're going to be fighting against like 160 players when you're by yourself. That can happen. It doesn't happen all the time, because usually there's always people playing at every single time of the day, but there are less people of hours peak, and there are more people during you know, like hours peak, like around 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., or it depends what time. It depends which guild, because there are some guilds that will log in a different time, and some guilds, they have like 80, 50 players, and they take the entire map to themselves, right? And they will log in at different times. So you need to find a guild, you know, if you want to, that can log in at the same time as you. So you can play this game with full capacity server, you know, with a lot of people all the time. But if you're a solo player like me, because I'm a solo, I love to roam, you will log in at different time. And every time you log in, you may have a lot of people, or you may have not a lot of people, or you may find by yourself. You may be by yourself in the entire map, and you're going to find it very boring. One of the biggest mistakes I've noticed from a lot of new players, either from World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy XIV, one of the biggest mistakes they do is they go in World v World. They have a lot of fun. They have a lot of fun, and I have a lot of fun too, by the way. But one of the biggest mistakes is that when you have a lot of fun during a certain time of the day with a lot of people, it doesn't mean that the next day you're going to have a lot of people as well. See, that's one of the biggest mistakes, because, like I said, it's not at World of Warcraft where you have a guaranteed 40 man vs 40 man looking for group Q. You understand? So it's RNG. So anytime you log in, there could be someone, there could be nobody. So this is one of the issue that World v World has had for a long time, and I think ANET is actually working on what we call alliances, which will, solve this unbalancing server issue thingy. But we don't know if it's gonna work or not. They're still making tests. It's been 5 years, I think, they've been trying to fix that, but they're still testing it and still working on it. I don't know if it's gonna help or not, but like I said, if you jump in there by yourself, at any random time, you may find yourself with a lot of people and have a lot of fun, and then you're gonna say that this is the best game ever. You have so much fun, but then the next day, when you jump in World v World again, you're gonna be like, "Where is everybody? Where is everybody? How come there's nobody? How come by myself? How come we're being camped? How come we're being ganked? How come everybody's destroying us? Why is my server dead? Why is everybody not playing the game anymore? Why is this game so boring?" That's exactly what's going to happen, because like I said, it depends when you log in. It depends which server you're playing. So if you're playing against, let's say, Maguma are like a server that's always full capacity 24/7. Like if you play against Maguma, unfortunately, they're going to be camping you 24/7. You will not be able to get out of your entrance because they are always full capacity, and they have like their server is full. My server is not full at full capacity, meaning if I log in at around, I don't know, 1 in the morning or 2 in the morning, they are going to invade my entire map, and I will not be able to do anything. So this is an old video I had from Maguma, which I did 9 months ago. Maguma are good at camping the entrance of your zone when they know there's nobody playing in your server. If you don't log in time, they will camp you like this. So as you can see, we are all stuck at the entrance over here, and they are gate camping us in our own zone, so nobody can get out. The only way to get out is to coordinate like a one-time attack, but people are pugs, and pugs, they have no coordination usually, so everybody are dying like insect, and you cannot get out, and they do this for hours, like pretty much all day long in EBG. And a lot of people will say this game is boring because there's no balance, because nobody's playing, and how come the other server are full capacity and my server is not full capacity? What is going on? No, it's because, like I said, World v World is RNG. Our World v World is not like WoW, where you have a guaranteed amount of players every time you log in. That's what you need to understand about World v World before you play it, before you complain on anything. So you're gonna say, what's the solution? Well, the solution is if you play against a server that is always full capacity when you log in, don't go in that map, go into another map. Go into another map and see if there's anybody there. If you don't want to do that, then the only option is to wait for other players to log in at the same time as you, so that you can defeat the opponent, so that you can reconquer your map. Because like I said, it's all about numbers, because if you play against a server that has full capacity, map server 24/7, there's nothing you can do but to wait or to go into another map. That's all you can do. There's nothing, you can complain as much as you want. There's nothing you can do. You will die, and you will feel bad, and you will feel miserable, and you'll say that the game sucks. I'm sorry to tell you this, but that's how World v World works. But usually, if you log in during peak hours, like if you're in North America, and if you log in around 8 o'clock p.m., 9 o'clock p.m., around these areas of time, then you will see that you will be able to invade them. You will have more people logging into your server, and you will be able to invade the enemy. So it really depends when you log in, with who you log in. Do you have a guild that logs in? Who are you playing against with? You know what I mean? So everything is RNG, and it's very like spaghetti right now. So that's why if you go in World v World, you need to bear that in mind before you say that the game sucks, or before you say the game is hard, or before you say the game is monotonous, because I'm telling you right now what to expect if you play World v World. One of the major mistakes that I've been noticing from new players in Guild Wars 2 is that they fall in love with a feature. Like you see this feature right here, World v World, is that if you do I don't want you to do the same mistake as I did, because I made the same mistake. I made the mistake of doing too much World v World, and it will get to you. If you do too much of a same feature, guys, it will get to you. And what I'm trying to say is that you will get bored very fast, because you will have high expectations. Because the thing is, when you log in and you have a lot of fun, you expect the next day to have a lot of fun as well. You're going to expect that the next day there's going to be a lot of people like the day before, But if you don't have the same amount of people that play the day before, you're going to say that this game sucks. Why? Because like I said, it's RNG. You're not going to have the same amount of people you play the day before, and you're not going to have the same people that play with you the day before as well. It's always RNG every single day. You understand? So my suggestion is to not play World v World all the time. Don't do it. And or if you do play all the time, make sure you're with a guild of friends or a group of friends that plays every day at the same time, because then you can guarantee that you will have a group of people that guarantee will be able to help you when you need help. As you can see right now, this guy over here is recruiting people for his World v World guild, and I can hereby confirm that this guild pack, I think we are linked with them right now, and they are very good. This guild over here pack, they are very good. They're very powerful. Like, I played with them and I was surprised how powerful they were. So there's going to be a lot of guilds that will promote, their guilds technically, and it is up to you to join them if you want to. But me, what I do usually is I play with them, without being part of the guild. I play with them in World v World or any instances, and I want to see how good they are. If they are good, then I will consider it, you know what I mean? So it's up to you. You don't have to join them, but if you want to join a popular guild or a guild that is strong in the feature that you love, then you need to play with them a little bit first and see how they handle, like, different situation. If they can defend the castle, if they can defend their keep, their garrison, can they attack and then defend? What is it? Because in World v World, you're going to have different type of guilds. You're going to have guilds that do combat. They do a lot of combat. They just do combat. You're going to have a lot of guilds that all they do is their daily. So technically what they're going to do is they're going to go in a map, but they will avoid combat. They will avoid combat. Why? Because they just want to do their dailies and get out. Now, some of you will say, is that bad? Well, it depends on you. Do you like combat? Yeah. Okay, if you like combat, then you're not going to like this guild. Because the guild, whenever they see an enemy server, like running at them, they're going to run away. So basically, I know some guilds, I'm not going to name who, but I know some guilds that they will avoid combat. And I find it kind of strange because to me, World v World is about, both combats and, defending and attacking. But there are some guilds that they every time they see an enemy server, they run away. And if you like combat, then you'll be served. You want to join these guilds. Like this guy over here, Pack. These guys are good. They love combat. They love defending. They love attacking. They don't stay there around doing nothing. Also, the other thing about spoilers, you don't want to watch. You got to be careful when you're a new player. I know some streamers. I'm very sad to say this, but a lot of streamers, they will do tutorials or some sort of videos for newcomers, right? But in that video, they don't mention spoilers, right? So you're gonna watch those videos and you're gonna have spoilers, like big, huge spoilers. You're not supposed to see that, because if you see that, the experience, the feeling that you would get if you experience this for the first time is not the same thing as if you see it in advance from these videos. So you have to be careful with tutorials for beginners, because some of them, they don't mention the spoilers, and I really hate these streamers, by the way. I'm not gonna say who it is, but there are some streamers, they're really douche. They're literally destroying new players' experience. There was a popular streamer that actually never played Guild Wars 2 before. She's a popular streamer, right? From Final Fantasy 14. Everybody know who she is, right? And she watched a video from a streamer that actually divulged many different surprises that new players shouldn't see on video. You need to experience this in person. But she saw it. She watched the entire video and she was spoiled. So basically, the effect of surprise was gone. The effect of surprise was gone because that streamer, I don't know if I don't know if he's a ding dong. I don't know if he did it on purpose. I don't know if I don't know what he is. But doing that kind of shit destroyed the new player's experience. You see, when I first started playing Guild Wars 2, I saw a lot of things for the first time and I was so amazed. The feeling that I had, the reaction that I had was amazing because I saw it for the first time. But if you see it from a video from a streamer, that you haven't experienced in real person, then you're just making a disservice to yourself. And when you see it in game, you'll be like, "Oh, I saw that already. I'm not surprised. There's no surprise. I have no reaction because I already seen it. I already reacted from that tutorial or that fucking streamer video for beginners. Like, there's nothing impressive about this game. That's exactly what's gonna happen." But it is up to you. If you love spoilers, I mean, be my guest, but be careful. If you want to have this effect of surprise of the first time seeing things, that you don't want to watch those streaming. There's some streamers out there, they don't care about you, they just care about views. They care about views and they don't care if you're spoiled or not. So you got to be careful with that. Some people are asking, why is it that so many people leave Guild Wars 2? Why is it so many people play this game passionately? Now I'm gonna tell you what I think about Guild Wars 2 for the last almost 3 years now. A lot of people love this game because of one reason, and I'll be very honest with you. The reason why people love this game a lot and why people hate this game a lot is because both of them, they understand one thing, and both of them don't understand the same thing. Now you're gonna say, what the hell did I just say? Okay. In order to love Guild Wars 2, you need to understand why the game is even there. So what I'm trying to say is that you need to play your story. A lot of new players never do their story, so I highly recommend you do your story. I already did my story, but onto another class. I'm not going to redo the same story again. I could if I want to, but you need to do your story, right? Once you do your story, I highly recommend that you do Heart of Thorn. You can do Living World Season 1, it's free. Living World Season 2, you have to buy it, I think. Living World Season 2, 3, 4, Iceblood Saga, End of the Dragon, Secret of the Obscure, Path of Fire, and Heart of Thorn. These are DLC you can buy. You have to buy them to play them. But Living World Season 1 is free, and your story is free as well. Now, you're going to say, am I trying to promote the DLC? No. What I'm trying to say is that if you play your story, and if you play Heart of Thorn, at least Heart of Thorn, you will understand why the game is so good. It's only after I played Heart of Thorn I fell in love with the game, because the impact of the story was very deep. Whoever is the writer of the game should be nominated for the best storytelling of all time. If you like Lich King, if you like the Lich King from World of Warcraft, then you're gonna love Heart of Thorn. You're gonna love Heart of Thorn. And that's the reason why a lot of streamers hate the game. A lot of new players, that's the reason why a lot of new players also hate the game. You know why they hate the game? Because they don't play the story, and because they didn't play Heart of Thorn yet. So if you don't play those two things as a new player, and then you conclude that the game sucks, it's because you haven't played those two DLC. I mean, you haven't played at least Heart of Thorn. You need to understand the story to understand why it's so good. You know why people love Lich King? Do you guys know why Lich King was so good? It's because of the story. People love Lich King from World of Warcraft because of the story. If the story wasn't that good, I don't think people will play the game. Am I right or wrong? Same thing with Guild Wars 2. The reason why Guild Wars 2 is so good is because of Heart of Thorn. Personally, this is what I think. Every other DLC are very good as well, but my favorite is Heart of Thorn. So until you play Heart of Thorn, you'll never understand why you're playing Guild Wars 2. And that's why a lot of people, they leave the game, is because they don't understand the game. They don't understand the story. Because you see, if you just go in Guild Wars 2 and you go to level 80, you get all the builds, you get all the loot, you get all your gear, you get to be good in World v World, you get to be good in raids, but you don't even know why you're playing the game. You don't even know the source of the game. You don't even know why you are where you are. If you do that, in the long term, you will get bored. You will say, why is it people play Guild Wars 2? Why is it so boring? There's nothing. All you're doing is grinding. All you're doing is the same thing over and over again. Why is it that people love this game? That's exactly why. It's because you don't understand the story of the game. Just like people play Lich King. If you understand Lich King, you're going to play the game because you want to get to the end part where you see, you remember Arthas? The end scene with his father? Remember that? I felt like that was an amazing storyline, and the ending was amazing. Everything about Lich King was so amazing. That's why, in order for you to enjoy Guild Wars 2, guys, so that you don't feel like it's boring and you don't know what the hell you're doing, you have to play Heart of Thorn. At least play Heart of Thorn, and then after that, you will understand why you're doing what you're doing in game. That's why when you grind every day, you have that passion, you have that story in your heart, in your conscience, and you remember all the sufferings that those people went through, during their journey in order to get where they are. That's why you keep playing the game Guild Wars 2, even if there's a lot of grinding, is because of what you understand from the story. But if you don't play the story, you will not understand why you're doing what you're doing in this game. That's the reason why people stay, and that's the reason why people leave. You need to play the Heart of Thorn story at least. And if you can play Path of Fire, even better. If you can play Iceblood Saga, even better. Living World Season 4, even better. End of the Dragon, even better. I haven't finished A Secret of the Obscure, sorry about that, but I will later. But every DLC has its own reason, has its own story, and it has merit. It's only when you play these DLC and understand the story that you will understand what you are doing in this game. Is the community nice? I would say in general at 70, at 80, I would say 90% of the community is a very nice community. All right. Now, again, you have the community from North America. You have community also from EU. So there are two different. Now you're going to say, are they different? Well, I don't know about that because I play in North America. But I do know that both community are good, and some of them in both sides are different. I'm not going to say they are negative, but I had some EU followers in the past who were extremely obnoxious on my channel. I'm not going to say who it is because I banned them. But these people were from EU, and they were being super obnoxious. But not all of them, some of them. Same thing with North America. There was a lot of, There's a lot of obnoxious people in North America. But there's a lot of nice people as well. So it's a blending, it's a mix of everything, you understand? But the majority at 95%, 90, 95%, I would say that people are very nice, right? The only place that I highly recommend you to be careful is, again, like I said before, is ranked arenas. Be careful because these guys are dead serious. These guys are dead serious. It's almost like FBI, CIA serious. Like if you do one mistake, they will make you feel miserable. They will tell you and they will hurt you. They will hurt you because for them ranking is the end of the world. The other place to be careful is World v World. So this is like a PvP, environment, right? A lot of things is unfair. You're gonna have a lot of people who use like builds that are very hard to kill, and some people are going to gank you. They're gonna they're going to camp your entrance for like 5 hours. They will not allow you to leave your entrance. So these guys are gankers and campers, right? So it doesn't happen all the time, but it can happen. So these people are very, some of them can be extremely, extremely obnoxious because some of them are recorded in the past. They were being extremely obnoxious in game, but then they came into my YouTube channel to be to antagonize me. So it's not like I said, a lot of people are strongly passionate about this game. They will be obnoxious in the game, and then they're gonna follow you in your social media. They're very oh my, I was like, what the fuck? Are these guys serious, man, bro? Like, bro, a lot, like I said, you gotta be careful, guys. There's gonna be a lot of strongly passionate players in this game. So also the same thing with raids. Raids is the same thing. Raids is kind of like a competitive environment in a way that everybody's competing to win in order to get the loot. But everybody is like, you see, if you lose the raid boss, just like in World of Warcraft, if you don't succeed, they will start the blame game. They'll say, oh, your gear sucks. Oh, you're not doing enough damage. Oh, you're not healing me. Oh, you didn't move from that condition damage. Oh, you didn't listen to me when I told you to do this. Oh, so everybody is gonna fight each other. It's gonna be a gigantic World War III. You understand? So wherever there is a lot of stress, wherever there's a lot of competition, you know what I mean? Like World v World, raids, or anything like ranked arena over here, everything that is competition, you're gonna have a lot of strongly passionate players who will let you know if they don't like you because of what happened in game. So you gotta be careful, guys. You gotta be ready for that. All right. If you don't like that kind of competition or that kind of behavior, so I highly recommend that maybe you don't try this for now and wait, or you can try it and just understand that people are different and some people can be extremely passionate about their gameplay. Some people can be extremely passionate about it, and that's the way it is, guys. That's competition. Every people want to win. They want to win. They want to win hard, and when they lose, man, they become different. They become unhuman technically. How to not get bored in Guild Wars 2? It's very simple, guys. I said it before. Don't do the same thing over and over again. Don't make the mistake of playing the same feature every day. If you do World v World every day, you're gonna find it monotonous. If you do raids every day, you're gonna find it monotonous. If you do open world every day, you're gonna find it monotonous. If you do arena every day, you're gonna find it monotonous. Do a little bit of everything. Do a little bit of everything. Also do your achievement. As you can see over here, you have achievements. You have a lot of achievements. Do your achievements. If you do your achievement, I tell you right now, you will not get bored. You will not get bored because it's fun. Some of these achievements, well, all of them, well, most of them are super mega fun. Some of them are hard, but I mean, that's the point of achievement. To achieve something, you got to earn it, right? So if you want to earn your achievement, you got to find a way to achieve it, right? Right now, what I'm doing in a very important achievement is called Hope 3. I'm trying to get all these mats over here to get my my legendary pistol. This is my present achievement, and I'm doing it, and I'm trying hard right now, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So if you have nothing else to do, I highly recommend that you go for achievement or try to get a legendary or try something you haven't done. Don't do the same thing over and over again because that's how you get bored very fast in this game. Should I stop playing other MMOs for Guild Wars 2? No. The answer is no. My final message to all new players, and this is very, very important, to veteran players as well, listen carefully. Don't stop playing other MMOs. And also to veteran players from Guild Wars 2, please do not compare Guild Wars 2 and say Guild Wars 2 is better than World of Warcraft. Guild Wars 2 is better than Final Fantasy 14 and vice versa. Please don't do that, guys, because every MMOs are different. They are different. They have their unique playstyle, their unique combat style, their unique raids, their unique PvP, their unique combat, their unique story. Every MMOs are different. That's why it is not fair and it's also irrelevant to compare one MMO to another. I made that mistake and I speak for myself. I used to say that Guild Wars 2 was better than World of Warcraft, and I used to say that World of Warcraft is better than Final Fantasy 14. I used to say that, but now I changed my mind. I think every MMOs has their own features, has their own colors, has their own taste. Some MMOs are better in some fields than others. So I'll give you an example. I love World of Warcraft for Battlegrounds, for the instant queuing. I love World of Warcraft for their looking for group dungeons and raids. I love World of Warcraft for the healing because I love healing in World of Warcraft. So I think healing in World of Warcraft is fun. I used to love the story all the way to Legion, but then something happened with Shadowlands and Dragonfly was not that good to me, but I still enjoyed it to a certain limit, right? But again, there are things that I like from World of Warcraft that I don't like as well. So there's a lot of things I don't like from World of Warcraft. So same thing with Guild Wars 2. What I love from Guild Wars 2 is the community. I love the combat mechanic. I love the fact that you can have different builds, that every trait matters. I love the fact that you can, experiment with different traits, with different spec, right? So that you can have different results in your combat, in your playstyle. I love to experiment this. I love the complexity. I love the story from Heart of Thorn. Actually, I love every story. But Heart of Thorn, guys, like I said, if you do that story, bro, you will understand why Guild Wars 2 is Guild Wars 2. Until you do Heart of Thorn, and I shit you know when I say this, and I'm not trying to promote you to buy the DLC. I'm just trying to tell you the reason why people love this game and they keep playing this game is because they understand why the story is so good. They understand why Guild Wars 2 story is so good. It's because every time they log in, they remember what happened in Heart of Thorn, but not just Heart of Thorn, in other DLC as well, but mainly Heart of Thorn. Every time I log in, I remember Heart of Thorn. I don't know why. I remember the story, and it makes me want to keep playing this game forever. That's what it is. That's me personally. But that doesn't mean I'm going to stop playing World of Warcraft. That doesn't mean I'm not going to play other MMOs. It just means that I have a specific reason to play Guild Wars 2, and I have a specific reason to play World of Warcraft as much as I have specific reason to play other games. And I'm going to finish with this, guys. One way to enjoy Guild Wars 2 the most, and this is the last thing I'm going to say, play other games. Now you're going to say, why the fuck would I say that? Because the thing is, Guild Wars 2, once you understand when you fall in love with Guild Wars 2, right? Because you will fall in love with Guild Wars 2. What happened is that you will become obsessed. You will be borderline obsessed with the game. And a lot of people, they don't realize it. Like I didn't realize it. And I think today I'm still not realizing it. I think I am still obsessed with the game, and that's not good. You know what happened when you're obsessed with someone you fall in love? Let's say you fall in love with a woman. You remember when you were a teenager? You saw that girl, right? You fell in love with her. You become obsessed with her. You would follow her every day. You would send her love message. You would write her poems. You would call her almost every day. You would try to ask her where she is, what is she doing, who is she with, what are you doing tomorrow? Do you want to be with me? Why are you not with me? Why did you block? Who did you add in Facebook? Why did you write that on Facebook? Why are you not on Twitch? Why are you not following me on Twitch? Do you know what this is obsession, guys? This is obsession because some people, they don't see the difference between obsession, being obsessed with a game, and being in love with a game. Being in love with a game and not being obsessed, and just legitimately understanding the fact that there are other games out there that are fun, because a lot of people love Guild Wars 2, but they play other games as well. That's because they don't judge people who play other games. But like I said, I had a lot of people by experience that I will not name. They came to my channel and they were very passionate about me playing their games, right? But the second that I play another game, they let me know, why are you playing other games instead of Guild Wars 2? And when they said that to me, I was like, holy shit. Are you serious? Are you literally asking me that question? So, and that was only one of them. There were other people. Oh my God. Some people are going to be so obsessed with the game. They like, do you want to know who are obsessed? Is verse, like, I'm not, I mean, it's okay to be obsessed in a positive way, but when you start blocking access to people to play the way they want, when you block access to people to enjoy other games than Guild Wars 2, when you push people, to do this, do that, you should do this, you should do that, don't play that game, don't do this class, don't use this trait, don't play race, don't do world v world, don't do this. When you do that to new players, you know what happens? New players, they tend to be afraid. They're scared, and you're pushing them away technically, because you're too obsessed with the game. You're being obsessed so much that you don't let them the room to breathe. You don't give them room to breathe. Let them play other games. Let them play other games and come back if they want to. One thing that woman loves about a man is when they are distant. You know why? Because the more you're distant from them, the more they want to get close to you. Am I right or wrong? Whoever's married right now, am I telling you the truth? If you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, when your spouse or your boyfriend, girlfriend, when they are far away from you, don't you want to be closer to them later on? This is the same thing with Guild Wars 2, guys. You have to have a balance of life in this game. Don't play this game every single day like I used to, because you become obsessed. You don't realize it. You think that you're normal. You think you're normal, but you're not normal. You are obsessed. And I think I am still somewhat obsessed with the game to a certain degree. I think I am, and I'm not happy about it. But that's because, like I said, I love this game. I love... But I don't want you to go through what I'm going through. So don't be obsessed with the game. Play other games. That is why I'm playing other games. Because I want to stop being obsessed with Guild Wars 2. I want to play other games. When I play other games, I remember that that other games are fun to play. But again, like I said, when you start playing this game as a new player, you're gonna have a lot of people who love the games like I do, and they're gonna tell you, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that, don't play like this, don't play like that, do this feature, go over here, you need to do that. Do you want me to help you? Do you want me, like a lot of people, the reason they are like that, and it's not a bad thing, by the way, it's just that they don't realize, like I don't realize sometimes, that I love the game so much. I want you to feel the same experience of love. When I fell in love with Guild Wars 2, the emotion that I got out of it was ecstatic. It was amazing. And I want you to feel the same way. That's why sometimes I will communicate with you in a way that I want you to feel that. So you have to do this. You have to do that. You have to, please, please, please do it, do it. But at the same time, you're a new player. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Why are you guys like about to butt rape me with a toothpick? What the fuck is this? Are you feeling my drip? So don't be afraid to tell me or to tell somebody else, man, I think you're getting too close to me right now. And I feel a little bit like, I don't want to say oppressed, but I feel like I'm being stuck in the cage right now. I want to play my way. I want to play at my own pace. I want to fall in love with your game, but at my own pace. You don't be afraid to say that, guys, because there's going to be a lot of people who's going to do that to you. They're going to push you right and left, which is their way to say this game is the best, which it is, by the way, in a sense. But again, the way that we communicate those thoughts to new players can be a little bit too much passion. There's too much passion into it. And what happened is that if you tell a woman, when you fall in love with a girl who doesn't know you, you're like, hey man, I love you. I have a love letter for you. Here's my phone number. Here's my email. Here's my Facebook, my Twitch. I have a car. I have a house. I don't live with my parents anymore. Do you want to marry me? What the fuck, girl? What's up? If you do that to a female, what do you think is going to happen? Exactly. So it's exactly the same thing with Guild Wars 2, guys. So we don't want to do this to new players. We want to be seldom. We want to be balanced. Instead of saying do this, do this, do this, you know what you're gonna say? You're gonna say, hey man, I suggest that you maybe try this if you want to, right? If you want to try this, I suggest that because that's what I use. But it works for me. It doesn't mean it's gonna work for you. I just recommend this to you if you want to. Hey man, I would recommend you to try fractals because fractal is fun, but don't do it every day. Like go with a friends. I have a group if you want to join mine. I can show you a little bit if you want to. But again, it's up to you. If you prefer to do open world, be my guest. Everything is fun in Guild Wars too. But if you need someone to help you in fractals, I can be there to help you. So see the way you approach them that way, they're like, oh, okay, sure, I'll try. See, the way you approach me is not like you're not trying to eat me alive. You're just trying to suggest something to me, something that I may want to do in the future at my own discretion. And you're not being pushy right there. You're just suggesting me. Are you feeling my drift? So that's the difference between being pushy and between being suggesting something that you love. So I'm gonna end with that, guys, because I've been babbling for a long time, and these are the tips that I have for new players before you buy the game. If you understand all this, then maybe Guild Wars 2 is for you. Maybe you can give it a try. But again, like I said, don't get stuck on one game. Play every other games and only play Guild Wars 2 if you feel like you want to play it. Don't be forced. Do not feel forced to play this game because somebody else told you to. Don't feel forced to play Guild Wars 2 because it looks fun. No, play it because you want to play it. Because you feel like it's fun. What is fun for me doesn't mean it's fun for you. Find out what you love from any MMOs and play the MMO that you like, or play every MMOs and have a diversity of different games in your baggage. That's what I do. I play everything. I don't just play MMOs. I play every type of game there is. And that's why I keep coming back to Guild Wars 2, because I cannot be bored of a game. Because I don't play the same game over and over and over again. I cannot say it's boring. No, it's fun because every time I log back in, there's something new for me to see. There's something I want to do. And the furthest I am from my girlfriend, the closer I want to be back with my girlfriend. Are you feeling my drift? If you do, please like and subs, spank that ass, shake my hand for guys, and Moochie moochie, hanky hanky, spanky spanky, nay how am I? See you in my next vid. God damn it, what the fuck am I talking about? Thank you for watching. Cheers, god damn it. And I'm about to get kicked out from Guild Wars 2 because I have been AFK for more than fucking what? They're gonna. There you go. See, now they're gonna kick me out because I've been chatting and not moving. If you don't move or use a weapon like this, they're gonna have this notification. Yeah, thank you, Anet. Thank you. I'm promoting your game, and now you're doing this to me live. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, Anet. Yeah.
Hold on, girl, now wait just a minute. I've got something to say, you should hear it. Oh, I'm happy to make time for your feelings, but you have to admit I already do. Let's just break it down to you and me uptown, dancing all around till the disco ball pops. But I have to be me, and everyone can see your anger is misplaced. And I'm gonna tell ya,